Hi, thanks for joining us today. I'm Fleur, the Marketing Manager here at ProdPad, and here with me is Andrea, our Customer Experience Manager, and she's going to talk to you guys today about some of our latest features. And we're going to make this quick, so some quick housekeeping before Andrea gets stuck in. Firstly, this is recorded and will be sent out early next week, so if you have to jump away, don't worry about it, it'll be in your inbox soon. Also, we're not formal, so if you have a question pop into your mind, just put it into the questions tab at any point and we'll cover them all in the QA at the end. And there's going to be polls running, so get your votes in and let us know what you think. Right, without further ado, over to Andrea.
Hey everyone, thanks again for joining us today. Fleur, can you confirm that you guys are now seeing the app just to make sure that everything is going as it should?
We can see and hear you.
Awesome. So here at ProdPad, we're big on collaboration and communication. We want you all to be able to work as a team together. That's why we've been working really hard over the last few months to bring you two new tools that will help you keep on top of what's going on in your account: activities and discussions. Activities allow you to look over and review all actions done by your teammates. Everyone in the account is notified of actions taken by other users. So today we'll be looking at that, where it's located, and how you can manage your notification preferences. In terms of discussions, discussions offer you a new way to keep on top of conversations, which is really important. Anytime you're mentioned on a discussion, or if you're part of an existing thread, you will be notified in the discussion pip right here. It's the one right next to the notifications, but actually does have a new notification, which is great. And what's great about this new section is that you have everything in a single place, so you're actually never going to miss a thing. So we're actually going to start off with the activities right now. So we see that we have 5 new notifications here in our account, and you'll have the ability to go over those. Items are contextual, so anything that happens will highlight the user as well as where it happened, and you can just click on any of the links and go straight to the item, which is really handy. If there's anything that you wish to unsubscribe from, you just hover over the 3 dots and click on unfollow that particular item, or turn all of the notifications for that particular type of item. So if I do the same over feedback right here, I can turn off all the feedback notifications altogether. And then, of course, you can mark things as read and unread as you go. The other thing that you can do from the screen is you have the ability to mute your notifications for a certain amount of time. So if you want a little bit of quiet time so that you can focus on stuff, you can mute things for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, up to an entire day. And then to manage your notifications a little bit more in depth, you have access to go straight to your profile settings and manage things from there. So anything that you have already unfollowed from the activity, slide out right here. So if I were to click back again right here to turn off all persona notifications, they would be turned off here already. So everything right here under notifications, it's what's going to pop up directly into the application. And then you have access to decide how you are notified. So you could choose to receive emails only if you're out of the app for a certain amount of time, or just never get any emails. So if you're the type of person that just doesn't like emails, this is perfect for you because you'll just get your notifications and your discussions straight in the app. Now, what we do is we do collect everything that happens and then send a notification an hour after, just to make sure that we don't annoy you guys, because I think that would be really bad. So just so you guys know, that's how the emails work. Now, in terms of discussions, let's jump back to our dashboard for a minute. It's pretty much the same concept. Everything is contextual. So you will see where the notification came from. In this case, the discussion we know happened in ideas. Here we have another one that happened in a design, so on and so forth. So you will know where it happened. On the left-hand side, you will have the image of the person that started the discussion or is involved in the discussion. And if there's multiple people, you will see all of their images right here. Now, what's great about this is you still have access to all the great stuff that you have currently in regular discussion. So you can @mention people, you can use the hashtag or the $sign to call on your persona. So all of those items are still available. You can also add things like, I don't know if this is going to work because I'm in a Mac. Maybe not. I was trying to get an emoji out, but you can also paste up your emojis. So all of that is still there. And just as an FYI, anything that you start won't show up here. It'll only show up after the person replies. Now, once the person has read your latest notification, you will see their image pop up on the right-hand side. So this is basically a read receipt. So if I click on here, I can see that Lizzie has read my notification 2 months ago, but still hasn't answered. So maybe I want to follow up and make sure that this doesn't fall through the cracks. It's in terms of the overall functionality, again, much like the other settings, you do have mute options, you have mark as read options, and the settings will take you back to how you receive emails. So if you want to be notified of discussions via email or never via email, you have access to do that. And unfortunately, discussions cannot be turned off because the whole point here is that you are able to collaborate and communicate with the rest of your team. So those will always be on by default. But of course, if you just don't want to look at them, mute them, mark them all as read, ignore them. But I wouldn't recommend that. You do want to be able to talk to the rest of your team and understand what's going on. At this time, we are open for questions, guys, if you have any. So Fleur will be taking them.
Yeah, I've got 2 currently. So the first one is, can I imagine? Good reading, Fleur, right there. Can I manage notifications for other users?
You cannot manage notifications for other users. These are all personal. So every user has access to modify and maintain and manage everything. I was going to just say something funny and be like, of course you can imagine everything. That's what ProdPad is for.
Well, I've actually had a question from the audience who's actually worked out how to do it, but I thought it'd be useful for you to just go through it again for anyone else. I get notifications anytime a new idea is added. Is there a way to turn this off? It says there's been some activity on content that you follow.
Absolutely. You can just remove the follow right here under ideas. You can turn it off for any time a new idea is created or for any time an update happens on an idea you already follow. So those are 2 separate entities. Either you get notified for everything or you just get notified on items that you are part of, whether it's a thread, a discussion, a comment, an update. So you can turn both off under ideas.
Cool, brilliant. If anyone else has any more questions, please do pop them through. I just had a question, actually. So obviously we have the different types of users who can use it. How would you say it's helpful to have the ability to have discussions for people who have less editorial rights? How would you suggest editors and admins suggesting use of discussions for reviewers and stuff like that?
That is an awesome question. I think part of the reason non-product teams don't like product tools is because they tend to think that things are going to fall through the cracks, or you're not listening, or you don't really have the time or the space to look at the ideas that they're pitching, which is where discussions come in really handy. So whenever a new idea is created, make sure that you start that discussion. Make sure that, like in this case, this idea doesn't even have a problem or a value statement. So mention the user, bring them into the conversation, make sure that they know that you are paying attention and reading, and that they also have to put in their part. It's not just, make the button blue, but have them give you a problem value statement so that you can come up with the right solutions. And that's where discussions come in really valuable, because it really allows you to get the rest of your team involved and understand what your product process looks like.
Okay, I've got another question here. Can you use the email notifications to track usage of ProdPad by your team?
That is an interesting question. Can you use the email notifications? I don't know, because again, those emails shoot out on a per user basis, so you wouldn't have access to view those emails. That being said, I I just realized that I sort of skipped over a bit of a valuable section here, which is the audit log. And I do apologize, I kind of skimmed through it, which goes beyond just notifying you of actions, but actually gives you a full-on view of every single thing that happened in the account. Now, this is only available for premium customers, but if you are, sorry, it's called advanced now. We just changed the names of the of the plans. If you're an advanced customer or above, you will have access to the audit log, and this goes a little bit more in depth. So it will show you things like when somebody joined, when somebody sent an invite, if somebody exported or imported something. So this is more on, I guess, what that question was about, which is the full-on usage and every single item and action that has been taken, as opposed to just, you know, the main navigation items and when things were created. So the audit log will definitely give you that visibility that you're looking for. And while it's not an email, you do have access to print it out and save it as a PDF.
Awesome. I hope that answered your question. I've got another one here, which is an interesting question, I think. If an external customer raised an idea via the portal, would they be included in the discussion as well?
No. The portal itself brings in feedback and puts it in your customer feedback section. Any discussions that happen within here are internal discussions only, so much like ideas. This is just a way for you and your team to be able to discuss these items, you know, internally as a group, as you make decisions about what's going to happen. This isn't a way for you to be able to communicate externally with your customers. If you did want to do that, you can always, I do hope that you are collecting the user's email address via the portal or the widget so that you can get back to them and follow up with them directly. Alternatively, there is the magic of Zapier. So I would definitely suggest you set up some sort of need Zap, maybe with your help desk or intercom or whatever you're using so that you can get back to those customers quickly.
Brilliant. Yeah, guys, I think that's it for the questions that we have currently. If you do have any more questions, please pop them in now, because as you've got us, and Andrea is a wizard on how to use ProdPad. So if you have any further questions for how to do anything, use the time. But yeah, do you want to show everyone how you can add a design, because that is also new, and thought that might be exciting to show everyone.
That is also new. We're getting ahead of ourselves because I thought we'd do a whole other webinar, but well, here, why not?
Why not?
So if you guys don't know yet, we have added an entire new section around designs, and you can now import from your favorite tools. So whether you're using Balsamiq or Box or InVision or Sketch Cloud or mockups, you know, or even just another generic URL or system like Cloud App, you can import those items directly, which is pretty neat. And what it does is it basically gives you access to be able to look at those items. So this one has been added from Marvel, for example. So assuming this works, let's hope it works. There we go. It tells you, it throws you directly to that URL, so you and your team can review that particular design that has been added directly in Marvel. And like I said, we support quite a few apps. So there you go. That's pretty much it. I guess while I have you guys here, oh, was that a question or was that a poll?
It was a question.
Oh, let's go for it then.
Is there a way to copy a Jira integration? I have many projects in Jira to push to, and have been setting each field link manually.
Oh dear. Unfortunately, no, you cannot duplicate a Jira integration. I'm really sorry about that. It is something that we are tracking, so we will definitely take that in as feedback.
Okay, cool. And then I have another question. Any plans for adding integration for patternlab.io?
That is the first time I hear of that app. I've never heard of that before. So Fleur, let's take that one in as feedback as well. And we'll see what we can do. That being said, remember guys, we do have an API. So if you have an integration or you have an app that you want to use, you can always set up your own integration and link to it through the API.
Cool, brilliant. And that's it for questions. Oh no, got another one. Not a question, but the new designs rock for Adobe and InVision. So, woo, glad you like it.
That is awesome. While I have you guys here, I'm also just going to give you a quick preview of the new ideas list because I know not everybody has it. This isn't beta testing right now, just so you guys know, and it should be going out very soon. We will give you a more in-depth demo when the time comes, but this is what is changing. We are turning the ideas list basically into, what do we call this? A table, I think is the best word for it.
Yeah.
So it is a table now. It is a table. You can expand and contract and decide even what it is that you're seeing in your table. So you have access to your list settings, and you can choose the visibility of items and decide what shows on each section. So I'm not going to go too in depth into this right now, but I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak preview of what we are working on. This is in beta right now with some of our customers. If you want to get into our next beta, it will be all about roadmaps. So the roadmaps section is getting a huge, very cool overhaul. And if you want to be part of that, make sure that you sign up. We will be announcing it in our community, on Twitter, on Facebook. We'll probably be sending out an email as well. So you don't want to miss out on all this cool stuff.
I have one more question before we stop. Is there a way to merge ideas rather than mark them as duplicates, or any intention to introduce that feature?
There is intention of introducing that feature. I have actually been working with Cav on some of the copy, so there will probably also be a beta test for that very soon. So again, make sure that you guys have your eyes on our social. And if you're not part of the community, let me know. I will drop you an invite. Just type it in the chat, and we'll get back to you on that to make sure that you guys are part of that beta test. So yes, don't worry, it is coming. Probably sooner than expected. Not giving any timelines, but it's on its way.
Timelines, who needs those? And I just got a question through, but that's for the link to social, so I will get back to you after the webinar. And other than that, I think we're good for questions, Andrea.
Cool. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little sneak preview to all the things. And hopefully we'll be having another one of these towards the end of the year. And we'll be reviewing the ideas list and hopefully the new roadmaps by then.
Ooh, very exciting. Okay. Thanks, guys, for joining us. If you have any questions, you can ping us an email, you can tweet us, or reply to me once you get the recording of this next week. Other than that, I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for joining us today.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.